Welcome to Python Basics with EJD. In this video, we're still talking about Python control flows, which shows the order in which programs are executed inside of Python. Before now, we had seen conditional statements, where we talked about if statements and all that. And in the video that followed that, we saw how we could actually use loops like while and for loops. In this next video, we are still talking about loops, but then the focus is on loop control statements. So as you're looping in Python, you can actually get to intervene in the process. And that is what this is about, loop control statements. So we open our IDE as usual. Okay, what's happening here? Okay. All right, I get it. Okay, so we are talking about loop control statements. So as you're looping, you can actually you can interrupt or things like that. That's what loop control statements talk about. Okay, so loop control statements, as far as loop control statements are concerned, we are looking at the control flow of loop. We want to control the flow of loops with keywords like break, continue, and else. Okay, break, continue, and else. So, as you use your while loop or for loop, it is following a particular rule that, oh, as far as I is less than or equal to 5, or as far as this is between that, as far as these conditions hold, do this. But what if in the process you're interested in, you don't want a particular thing? Maybe you're counting students in a particular class, and when you get to a particular person, you don't want to count the person as part of the class. So maybe at that point, you just want to take a break, as the name seems to imply. So the first thing we're looking at under loop control statement is the break statement, which terminates the current loop immediately. So when you get to that point, you just break and stop. So imagine that. So we still have the regular conditional and loops, for loop, for instance, or while loop, but then you don't want to take a break. So imagine for I in range 1 to 10, it means that normally, if not, there's no problem, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 1 to 9. But we now have a condition that if I is equal to 5, you see this double equality now. We are saying I equal 5 means is I equal to 5. If I is actually equal to 5, if that is true, then break. That means as you're printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 9, if you get to 5, if it ever gets to any point where I is 5, just stop there. We don't care anymore. Maybe it's more like we are doing something and then there's trouble and we have to wait until it's like you're traveling somewhere, for instance, and you have a flat tire or something goes wrong with the car and you cannot continue the journey. That's what break kind of serves us. So if you run this now, you're going from 1 to 9, but if you ever get to 5, just stop there. Right. So for I equal 5, we don't want to see 5. So interrupt, no 5, right? So in that case, it just prints 1, 2, 3, 4. But normally without these two lines, if I comment out these two lines, you need to print all the way to 9. So you have 1 to 9. But with that in place, all right, with this in place, we have just 1 to 4. Now, what if, so that is the idea of break. It terminates the current loop immediately. Now, imagine that we have a list, we can use for loop for a list like we've seen before now. Let me create one space here. So you have my string, my underscore string underscore list. Now we use underscore to join up because we can't have space in between variable names. And we have a list of fruits, including apple, banana, cherry, date, and elderberry. So you now say for fruits in my string list, if fruits is equal to cherry, break. So I mean, if you ever come across, it's like once cherry is there, I cannot, maybe they are in the same container, and because you don't like cherry so much, or you just don't even like the sight of cherry. Once cherry is cited in the mix, then just throw everything away. That's the kind of thing that would mean. Like just stop with. So if you have picked banana, you have picked apple, you have picked banana. If it's keep picking, but if you see cherry, stop picking immediately, right? So don't pick the cherry and every other thing that may come after that, so to speak. So in this case, we just go. So we have just apple and banana. in this case because we just have apple banana. Once cherry is cited, break. Okay, so that's why it's called control loop control statement. Now, apart from break, you can actually continue. So you see break, continue, and else, right? So you can continue to what if instead of just stopping the whole journey, you just want to avoid that place, right? You just want to avoid that place. Maybe you can take a detour or something like that. So back to the issue of five that when we saw five the other time, we just stopped counting altogether. We didn't count five and everything that followed it. So continue skips current iteration and moves to the next, right? So instead of just shutting down, so normally we should go from 1 to 9, but when it starts five, jump and pass, like as you say in Nigeria, jump and pass, like you avoid five altogether. So you now have 1, 2, 3, 4, then leave five out, then 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. So if you run this now, because of this continuous statement, here we had break. So break means stop anywhere you were before you even saw this five. But continue means when you see five, skip five and continue your journey. So you see that's what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's no five now. So continue helps us to skip that point. So if you need to skip something, feel very free, right? Okay. In fact, let's see that maybe if you can add another one, maybe we can also say I is equal to, maybe we just want to skip 5 and 8, right? Want to skip 5 and 8. We can do that too. So, 8 is still there. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't work this time around. All right. Now I have learned that. So if I need to skip 2, then I have to do something else. Okay. So looking at this now, the other time we said once you see cherry, just stop, break, and don't pick the cherry, don't pick dates, don't pick the other berry, everything from cherry, don't pick, right? But continue means I just don't like cherry. Every other thing I want to pick. So I want apple, I want banana. If you see cherry, skip it, go to next one. So we can have apple, banana, dates, and elderberry. And that's exactly what happens if you run this. Okay, so apple, banana, dates, elderberry. So cherry is skipped. So if you need to skip something, continue does the job for you. If you need to stop at the site of that thing, then break is what you need. So we go for the third one, which is else. So we have the else clause with loops now. So this executes if loop completes normally and there's no break, right? So it executes if loop completes normally and there's no break. So imagine that you have for I in range 3, print I, else print completed. Completed successfully. So it's like now you're adding some extra thing to this, that instead of just printing, so tell me that you have done what I told you to do. That's what this is about, right? So let's say if you're printing from 1 to 5, for instance. So after you are done printing from, okay, now this is even going to print from 0 to 5 because it's from 0 to 4 actually, yeah. So you have range. So it's if you don't indicate where it should start from, it starts from 0 and then it stops a step short of the 5 the number you see. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after that it's now going to say print. It's now going to print completed successfully, basically, right? So we have that. So that's else statement. That's the else for Python loop control statement. Now we have the same list of apple, banana, cherry, date, and elderberry. So we now say for fruits, or you can say for F, like I did before. I said for F in my string. I think in the previous video, actually, not this video. Okay. So for F in my string list, print F, else print fruits listed successfully. Okay, I said fruits listed successfully. That's what I wanted to say here. Now, but you see this \n now. It will create a space before it prints that, so we can know the list ends there. Then this just tells us the job has been done successfully. So I just list this now. So I have apple, banana, cherry, date, elderberry. Instead of just stopping it, now says fruits listed successfully, and that's what we have right there. So we can have nested loop control, right? So you can have break and continue, which affect innermost loop. And then you can use flags or returning functions for multi-level control. All right. There are common pitfalls too, like misplacing break or continue inside nested loops. And so if that happens, it can give you a wrong result. Then expecting else to execute after break. that doesn't work, right? If you want else to execute after break, it doesn't work. So you want to try it, feel free to try this out and let me know what you get in the comment section. So in summary, we have break, which stops loop. We have continue, which skips iteration. And we have else, which runs if there's no break, right? So break stops loops altogether. Continue skips that particular iteration that you wanted to skip, and else will run if there's no break. So with this, we come to the end of this video. This is shorter than the previous two, and we still have two to go as far as Python control flows are concerned. But of course, that doesn't mean that that's the end of Python basics. We still have other things like class, object-oriented programming in Python and things like that. Okay. So this is the end of the video. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And if there's something you'd like me to try out, feel free to let me know. If you have not subscribed already, you know you're missing out a lot. So go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Beyond that, you can take it a step further by becoming a member of the channel. Just click on join and you can see some special privileges you stand to gain as a member of this channel. All right. Beyond that, ultimately, you want to like, share, comment so that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. But it's a lot of learning, talking about maths, data analysis, data science, Excel, scholarships, all kinds of things that you can learn from, right? So do that and let's keep growing together till I come your way again. Keep doing Python right. Bye.